Good day everyone, welcome by a new video of Crypto Michael. Today we're going to discuss which altcoins am I looking at right now and get some more background going around buying altcoins. And we're going to do that through a presentation in combination with the charts. So let's go through it. It's going to be a video of around 15 to 20 minutes and hopefully it will be informative for you guys. Some background, buying altcoins is highly speculative. The lower cap the coin, the more risk involved, which is the same for trading in equity markets. If you buy an index, it's lower risk than buying a specific stock, especially if you buy a penny stock. So you should consider the fact that if you want to trade lower cap coins, you should decrease your sizing, given that it's a higher risk and you're exposing yourself to higher risk. If you want to trade lower risk, you should only be focused on the majors, as they are less volatile than the small caps. We've discussed that Bitcoin is probably ranging for a while. If you have been watching my videos, you know that I've been expecting that, and I still expect that to happen, given that we've just witnessed the halving, and the FOMO and the hype around the halving is slowly going away and the price is going back towards the equilibrium. As such, it will just start ranging for a while. Given that we've seen a pretty nice push of Bitcoin towards 10k during the last part from 8k to 10k, altcoins were sold off for the Bitcoin train. So it's just money flowing from altcoins towards Bitcoin. While right now the money starts to flow back into altcoins, as we've witnessed some impressive pushes in the past few days. And I suspect that to continue, especially from TA background, also from FA background, in which altcoins are shaping up to start rallying a lot. The last one is Never FOMO, which has a few interesting things to note. One is the moment that literally every account starts to tweet about the coin, it's not the moment you want to buy. You have to do your own research, in which I'm also providing coins that are just looking at the bottom or are currently facing a level like the bottom. That's the moment you want to become interested in a coin, when it's fundamentally right. The moment that everybody starts to tweet about the coin, which is the case with ETN, Electronium right now, but also with Digibyte in the past weeks, or Silica. You should be aware that it's already rallying and it's already up significantly. So if you want to enter any of these coins, which is going up already, you have to be patient and watch for levels for retracements. For instance, Silica at 1992 sets, that's an entry. However, when it retraces, nobody is getting interested in the coin, as it's scary to buy something that goes down, but that's the way you want to do it. You can't be sustainable and profitable in a long-term way if you keep on buying those green candles. Remember, it's all about your own portfolio and not about the one you're listening to. It's your money, it's your portfolio. You have to make the decisions, and if you want to become profitable on a long term, you have to be focused on that alone. So the other way around, the sentiment is pretty bad on altcoins still, which is the case that more people are selling all their altcoins for Bitcoin, and that's actually a great indicator. I saw that our friend Joe Trades has sold all his Ripple, as he's more focused on Bitcoin. I think that's just a massive signal that we're going to see some nice movements on altcoins. So what are the groups I'm looking at right now? There are three groups in which I'm focused. The first one is longing majors on USDT pairs with low leverage. Having higher leverage isn't a sustainable strategy for 90% of the market. It's the same for equity markets or Forex. It's also the same for crypto. Crypto is still heavy volatile, and if you want to trade with leverage, I should only focus on the higher caps. And if you want to trade with leverage, I would only use a low leverage, as higher leverage will only do damage to your health and in the end also to your portfolio, as 90% will lose money. So you won't see me promoting any of these Bybit or other exchange high leverage platforms on this YouTube channel, as I don't see the purpose on it. And you should also realize that all these accounts that are doing it are basically making money out of the people that are watching and the customers that are losing money. So because of that, I'm not going to do it. The second group is coins that cross the 100 and 200 MA, which is basically also the same as the first group, but we'll get to why there is a difference. And then the last part is the more risky one, which is new coins like IEOs. As they don't really have seen any price discovery, they are starting up a new cycle, which means that they can start rallying significantly without any sell pressure, as the other coins will have such a sell pressure. So then we go towards the first one, which is long images on USDT. You have to realize that Bitcoin is a first runner. We've seen Bitcoin peak in December 2017, and then Bitcoin corrected and retraced, which meant that altcoins have had their space in January and February 2018, through which they made their all-time highs. Ether went to $1,400 in January 2018, while Bitcoin has already seen its all-time high. So I suspect that currently we are seeing the same move again. Bitcoin has seen a rally up towards the halving, in which we are now consolidating. And once we are consolidating, we can see that altcoins get back towards the levels of February, March, and start pacing up, just like Bitcoin has seen a pace up in the past weeks. It's also the same as in commodity markets, which means that gold is a first runner there, and usually silver follows, and platinum as well. You can see the same correlation in the crypto markets, in which Bitcoin runs first and then the altcoin starts to follow. What I just said is, don't use leverage on low cap coins. Stay away from the margin function on Binance, as there's just no purpose. There's just not enough volume on liquidity on these coins, and crypto is volatile enough. So if you don't really enjoy the volatility on crypto in general, and you have to use leverage, I seriously consider taking a different profession than trading. So if we go back towards this group and we start checking the charts, we can see that we have seen a pretty heavy retracement on every altcoin, basically any altcoin. And we can see that we have seen a nice cross on the 100-200 MA on the daily in May 2019, after which altcoins started to rally heavily. Prior to that, the consolidation above the 200 daily MA, and right now we can see that the price is currently back above the 200 MA as well, and we are going to witness a pretty nice bullish cross here as well. So as long as we stay above the 200 day MA, we can consider that we are going to see a bullish uptrend. I usually don't use the moving averages that much, but it can give you a signal and a confirmation of a trend that starts to occur. And we get to that in the second part as well. So as long as we stay above the 200 day MA, and right now the 100 MA, I suspect that Ether is going to follow through and get towards the levels Bitcoin used to be in March 2020 and February 2020, in which the first levels are 250 and 280. And if we break through that, the next target for me is $360. So based on that, I'm interested in longing these coins on the previous and lower support levels, which is 185 for Ether, 190 for Ether, with a tight stop loss targeting these levels. And if you go around all these altcoins and the major ones, we can see that they are all showing up the same. Stellar Lumens tested the 200 day MA previously as well and is currently holding above. As long as we remain above this 200 MA on the daily, I suspect we are going to see continuation. Cardano is going to see a nice cross as well, which is similar to the one we have witnessed earlier. In May 2019 we have seen a similar strategy in which we held the 100 MA and went further. Tests and buy the dips on this exact MA is actually a great signal for some buys. Yes, there was no bullish cross here. It will be the first time, but it's a strong indication of where the market is going to go in the coming periods for altcoins. And it's not only on these few altcoins I've just been saying. There are also coins that are still moving below, but once they make the move above these MAs for coins like Ontology and Ripple, I start to suspect interest in these as well, and I want to buy the dip until the trend shifts, in which a clear indication of trend shift is when they lose the 100 MA on the daily and confirm the 200 MA daily as resistance, or in this case we drop below them as well. So a break above the 100 and 200 MA daily on the USDT pairs is interesting for me to start buying the dip and use a low leverage. So then we get towards the second group, which is basically the same as the previous group, in which you can see that the 100 MA and 200 MA on the daily is also used on the Bitcoin pairs. And we have seen some examples previously already. We've seen it on Digibyte, we've seen it on ZRX, we have seen it on Ethereum Classic and Zilliqa, and more coins are ready to follow, the older ones. However, you should realize that the older ones have higher sell pressure due to backorders, so previous resistance levels will likely be tested as resistance now again, in which all the backholders have an incentive to sell their tokens and finally get rid of it. That's why I suspect us to have a crash later on in the year, or a retracement, as there is still so much buy pressure from people who want to be out of the markets at break even, the people who have bought late in 2017. So you should realize that the current rally is going to be a nice rally probably, and a good period to trade and accumulate your bags, but I suspect that later in the year you get one more opportunity to buy on a lower levels, for instance Bitcoin 7k. But if we go towards the charts, we can see that this MA trick we have just said is a similar trick as we have been seeing on, for instance, Lend. Over here we have seen a nice accumulation, after which we broke the 200-day MA, and the 100 MA was already support, and after that we've just continuously trending upwards, after which we've made a 20x. Is Lend right now an entry? No. If you want to buy an entry, you should be watching for any support levels, but it gives a perspective on how important the 100 MA and 200 MA cross on the daily is, and how important the supports are. So if you go towards other coins that have been seeing such a move, one of them is Digibyte, a very long accumulation range of almost a year, after which we flipped the 100 MA support for the first time in a while, and now we have been started to trend upwards towards the levels we have seen in 2019. Is Digibyte an entry now? No. You want to wait until it gets towards a level of clear support, which is probably about 130, 150 satoshis, confluent with later on a 100 MA or 200 MA test. But this cross is again here what we see going back into the charts, and a similar figure is here on ZRX, which has seen a cross already, and right now we are heading above. As long as we remain support on the 100 MA and 200 MA on the daily, and that's probably around 3100 satoshis, this one is ready to continue rallying towards the levels of 2019, in which the next target is 7400 satoshis. And then we've got some new coins, in which Zilliqa just did the test, as you can see here, and started to rally heavily. I really like the chart, as we have been breaking out of a range construction here of almost a year. And right now we have seen the first rally, which is also basically because of some fundamentals and some releases coming out. If we get a retrace towards the 84 and 90 satoshis level, I'm heavily interested in this one, suspecting that the next rally could easily occur towards the levels of 330 and 350 satoshis. And then you have got some coins that are a little bit older and behind, in which some of them are still consolidating. For coins like Komodo and Stratis and older ones, you want to see the flip and the breaker above. First you want to see that it holds the range low, and after that you want to see a higher level become support. So once Komodo breaks above 650, 630, 650 and holds support, you want to become interested, as then we can probably see a similar rally as Zilliqa and Digibyte, and can target 1500 satoshis as the next target zone. So that's basically it for the second group. And then we've got the last group, which is new coins, new cycles. Newly listed coins, we've seen it with Matic when they were listed. Newly listed coins don't have this sell pressure, as they didn't experience a previous cycle. So as given that they don't have any sell pressure, they can have more momentum and stronger parabolic movements than older coins. So what I focused on is coins like the IEOs, which are ARD, Elrond, which moved already, Seller and One are following right now, as they also have announced staking. And what does staking do? Staking gets more buy pressure into the coin as people want to buy these nodes, and decreases the sell pressure as the coins are getting off the market and stuck into these nodes for a longer time, through which people are making interest on a sustainable period. The second group are coins like Phantom and Blockstack and some other ones which are new to the market and have to experience a full cycle still while they are still producing. So when we go towards the charts, you can see that coins like Phantom, they have a low set coin with a similar construction here, in which we are ranging for a month. If we hold the higher levels around 42, 45 satoshis, preferably actually around 48 right now, we can easily start running towards 127. And once we do, we get above the 100 and 200 MAs, and then we can start continuing trending. And as you can see in the chart, there's no clear resistance levels ahead. The first one is around 269, which is already 500% from here. The other chart is Sealer, which is starting to show strength already. I don't suspect that we're going to clear the 100 MA on the daily in one go, but we're breaking out of the resistance here. If we make a higher low at 25, 26, we can easily start running towards 76 or maybe even 115 satoshis, and that confirms a trend shift as we get above the 100 and 200 MA for the first time in a long time, and first time since it's listed. And as you can see, the first level is at 277, which is a 10x, and then the sky is just open. So, final one I want to discuss is STX, which is basically a new chart, still ranging, and nothing is here. So if there is momentum in a coin, like we have witnessed on Chainlink earlier on, if there is momentum in a coin and it holds above the 100-200 MA on the daily, we can expect further continuation to occur on the markets and levels to be seen we have not witnessed before. So these are the three groups that I'm interested in. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you back tomorrow.